pontoon something in Marina. Over here on my right. We don't get any wind in our direction till tomorrow anyway, so I'm not sailing. Pontoon Landing Resort and Marina. Minimum weight the whole way, and wind at the wind from the foredeck all day. So we're just putzing along, try to save fuel. We stopped at French something other road landing just past Blue Springs Park yesterday. So homeboy somehow got dumped. I guess he had his bow on the shore and his stern in the water and leaned too much to one side at night and scooped up some water. Sleeping bag got all wet. Middle of the night. It was pretty chilly too, but he didn't complain too much. He acted tough about it somewhat. He said he was used to the cold. He said, I'm a mountain man, I'm used to the cold. This 50-degree weather is spring to me. Okay. Well, my blood's thinned out a lot because I like it when it's cold enough to get under the bag and get away from the skeeters, but dang man, I'm not a big fan of being wet in 50-degree weather, I'll tell you that. And that's the importance of these. He had both sleeping bags wet yesterday, and it's a good thing I had 2 synthetic sleeping bags because they still keep your body heat in even when they're wet. Something like a feather down sleeping bag, it might be a little warmer, maybe a little too warm for the swamps. And if it gets wet, it all clumps together and forget it. You got no insulation between you and the freaking cold. Start getting hypothermia in those situations. Even though it's not, 50 degrees isn't that cold when you're wet at night and it's a little windy, it's pulling a lot of body heat off of you. So I thought about lighting a fire over there in the woods. There was a clearing and a spot where we could have, but then it occurred to me if we did that, I told him, how bad is it? Because if we do light a fire, it's a rescue operation. Like the rangers will see it and show right up because they're right over there at the park. So it's not out of the question, but it would mean the end of your trip. You know, because you would be on a rescue then. It means you have to go to the hospital and get checked out for hypothermia. But anyway, found out in the morning they came out just before sun and told us we weren't allowed to be there. If you didn't launch from that launch, you can't be within 200 feet of that launch on the shore. No, I explained to him what we were doing and why we stopped, and homeboy got wet and we just wanted to dry out and have breakfast and move on, and we wouldn't trash anything. We'd take our trash with us, you know. He didn't seem to mind. Like he went back and he says, well, I'll be back in an hour. And he pretty much gave us a couple hours and we still didn't hear back. I think we left before he even said anything. Yeah, he didn't come back. If he did, he didn't stop out and like come out and tell us to get lost. You know. So, you know, he said we normally have signs up, but the teenagers around the neighborhood like to break them down because they feel like it's their spot, and like, oh, those guys ruining it for everybody. And I thought to myself, everybody but us. Thank you, because that's kind of how we got away with it. There was no sign up, and so he chose not to enforce it while we needed to be there to dry out a little bit, and kind of worked out for us, I think. But we have the storm and the destructive teenagers. I'm not going to endorse any destructive behavior, but I do have to give credit for the fact that we were able to spend a night there, get some rest and dry out and have breakfast. And we met a nice lady who blessed us on our way and gave us a few tobacco sticks, and another nice lady who blessed us on our way with some other supplies that we needed. And you know, it's cool, we didn't even ask anybody for anything, but you know, I just like I have Livestrong. I am a bit worried about that. That was in the city's water supply at the north side park, the north of the channel next to 1792. We went to that park there, filled up from their spigot, and got that. So we're gonna go ahead and use the life filter for that water, and for this water and this water, and I got a few other bottled waters, and what he's got, we're gonna use that for drinking and see if we can't find a better place. We were not able to go to shore at Blue Springs to get water, so to have it all roped off. So we just continue on, and we're not in a perilous situation, but we are in a situation where we definitely want to filter that, and possibly filter and boil. But I have a high quality filter that's supposed to take out a 99.99%, so we may have to test that out unless we can find another water source along the way within range before I run out of water. So You know, I'm watching my dehydration with these 2 bottles, but at the same time there's 2 of us and a dog too, and we have hygiene and dishes. You know, for the pan I'm just going to use the river water and steam it off, because at this point the water is more important than the stove fuel. I believe we have plenty of stove fuel to last us quite a while, but the water is the biggest question at this point, knowing that our big jugs are infiltrated definitely with something that we wouldn't want to drink, and I can't identify it. I get around this bend a little bit, and I'm probably going to go ahead and drift up and let him come alongside, give him a cigarette. We're rationing those too, because his cigarettes got wet last night. Oh, did I mention he lost his paddle? So, literally up a creek without a paddle. I still got mine, but he's not getting it because I need mine. In fact, I don't even like to be without mine. I don't like to be without 2. I really need 2 for this vessel. So, yeah. I mean, while it's just me on it with all this gear, it's only me paddling, but when all this gear is off, or a good portion of it, and much stuff more out on the deck, secured on the wings more, I could have room for somebody to sit up there on a nice calm day, do a little sailing with 2, and the paddles would come in handy. So far we burned two gallons of gas or less, just under 2 gallons of gas in the last 2 days. So we have about 9.5 more gallons, or actually I'm gonna guess 9 1/4, because that's probably half full or more. I would guess a little more, but to be on the safe side, say half. That's just 0.6 gallons, so just over half a gallon per tank on the motor. And y'all have a great day.